What's up, Eagles Nation? Fly, Eagles, fly. If there's one thing we've learned religiously rooting for this franchise, it's that the Philadelphia off-season is never a calm sea. Sometimes, NFL storylines write themselves. You take an elite player, a head coach he has a friction-filled but successful past with, mix it with the hunger of a team that just knocked on the Super Bowl's door and desperately needs a primary receiver. Boom! You have the perfect storm to set debate shows on fire. And right in the eye of that hurricane is our number 11, A.J. Brown. The national media has decided his perfect destination is the New England Patriots, led by none other than Mike Vrabel. The connection is obvious, the market logic kind of makes sense on paper, but between the talk radio delusion and the reality of the trenches at the NovaCare complex, there is a massive gap. Before we open the black box on this story and reveal what AJ really said behind the scenes about his former coach, do your part as a diehard fan, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any Gridiron updates, and drop a comment below. Do you think A.J. Brown finishes his career in Philly, or is the temptation of the NFL too unpredictable? The heat is on, and we are dissecting every penny of this bombshell right now. To understand where all this noise comes from, we need to rewind the tape and look at the heavy history of this relationship. Mike Vrabel and A.J. Brown in Tennessee were a lethal combination, but it ended in a painful divorce on the night of the 2022 draft. Vrabel hated the trade that sent A.J. to Philadelphia. And history proved the coach right. Without Brown, offensive inefficiency sank the Titans. To rub salt in the wound, in our famous revenge game of 2022 against Tennessee, A.J. simply destroyed the soul of his former team. 10 targets, 8 receptions, 119 yards, and 2 touchdowns. It was a personal massacre. The domino effect? Vrabel suffered through a 6-11 season in 2023, ended up fired, and people said he was swimming upstream there without his main weapon. But the NFL turns fast. Today, Vrabel is in Foxborough, led an insane turnaround with the Patriots, and reached the Super Bowl with young quarterback Drake May. Vrabel's project reignited, but is missing the final piece, an elite receiver. AJ isn't just a talent, he is gravity personified. He shapes defenses, just like legends of our past changed the course of the franchise. But he is our gravity, the foundation Howie Roseman built to keep the Eagles at the top. Let's dive into the tactical analysis and take the fan goggles off, because this is where the playbook speaks louder than headlines. Putting A.J. Brown in the New England Patriots offense would be any coordinator's dream. With Drake May needing a reliable safety valve, Brown would be the RPO, run-pass option, guy in Foxborough, the physical receiver capable of beating press coverage and dominating the middle of the field. But what matters to us is Nick Sirianni's scheme. In the Philadelphia offense, A.J. is the panic button that solves any headache. When the opposing defense dials up an aggressive blitz and leaves the deep third in cover 0 or man coverage, Jalen Hurts' audible is automatic in the direction of number 11. His physicality, dominating slant routes or winning the 50-50th ball on fade routes in the red zone, is what forces opponents to keep 2 safeties deep. That opens up the tackle box for our devastating ground game. Taking Brown out of Philly is deactivating the nuclear warhead of our offense. The speculation picked up because of some jokes. There was that tease with the Patriots' number 11 jersey, which was actually Julian Edelman's, and AJ praising Tom Brady. But tactically and financially, Philadelphia has absolutely no incentive to give up its biggest offensive weapon. What really threw gasoline on the fire in recent days wasn't a reporter's scoop, but A.J. Brown's own words on the Dudes on Dudes podcast with Rob Gronkowski and Julian Edelman. A.J. opened his heart in a rare way, revealing his time under Vrabel wasn't always rosy. He confessed, unfiltered, that he hated the coach during his rookie year. Vrabel put him on the spot in meetings, relentlessly demanding tactical knowledge. A.J. revealed he would pretend to take notes in meetings, but was actually writing "I hate Vrabes" over and over in his notebook. Sounds like the end of the line for any reunion, right? But what we saw was the monstrous growth of an athlete. Brown matured and publicly recognized that Vrabel's style wasn't personal. It was pure development. It was a coach seeing greatness in a young player and pushing him to the top. Except, respect doesn't mean a trade request. Heavyweight media insiders like Derek Gunn and Adam Schefter have already clipped the wings of these speculations. Actions speak louder than rumors. AJ knows who shape him, but he knows perfectly well where his present and his future are. His commitment is with Philadelphia. The media will keep shouting, but AJ is planted right here, as the centerpiece of our ring-chasing pursuit, not as a rebuilding tool for anyone else. End of story. What about you, Fans, how do you evaluate AJ's maturity? Leave a comment and fly Eagles fly.